What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year, Season 2, What's on My iPhone 2014. As you know, started the season off last year with the What's on My iPhone video, doing the same thing again for 2014. Recently upgraded to the brand new iPhone 5S, and I have way more apps than what I had last year on my iPhone 4S that I upgraded from. I actually have about 70 additional apps of what I've had on my 4S from last year, for a total of 89 apps. Here we go. What's on my iPhone 2014? Starting from the top, left to right, I'm gonna go through all of the apps. The ones that I have on my home screen, as you can see, I have two different pages. I have quite a few folders that don't start until you get to the bottom, and then once you go to the second page. And the way that I have my phone set up is in a particular order, which I'll share throughout the video. But I'm gonna get started, start from the top. Some of these apps I'm not gonna show because they're the regular ones that come on the phone themselves, and you've seen them thousands and thousands of times, I'm sure. So no need to get into those. Mainly gonna focus on the ones that I've actually downloaded separately from the App Store, and kind of give you a little bit of an overview as far as what the app does, or reason why I have it on my phone, etc. Things like that. So up here, first app, Safari, web browser. You already know what that is. Next to it, my calendar, iTunes Store, App Store, photos, which I have a ton of on my phone. Being a photographer, that's no surprise. Camera app, which I use a lot. Weather, settings, you know, just the regular basics. Then we get to my first app that was downloaded, is my Facebook Pages Manager app that I have. I'm actually not on Facebook anymore, but there are still Facebook pages that I manage. So that's the only reason why I still have this app, to where I can, you know, update the pages that I'm administrator for. Next is my Twitter app. Love Twitter a lot. I've been on here a whole lot more than what I was in the past. Do a lot of tweeting, do a lot of sharing from several of my social networks like Flipboard. I share a lot of information from my Tumblr for posting my blogs, different things like that. If you want to follow me there, I'm Professor Hines on Twitter. Love tweeting, certainly a favorite app of mine for social media. Instagram, probably my #1 app. Well, I wouldn't say that, probably my #2. I do have an app that comes before that. Love my Instagram. I share tons of pictures daily. I try to share at least 2 to 4 pictures a day. Sometimes I don't even share that many. Whereas today I haven't even shared one picture, and it's already almost 11 o'clock here, I think. Instagram is so fun. This is one reason why I don't have a Facebook anymore, and I actually left Facebook for Instagram, and to only have them bought out by Facebook, go figure. But I share so much here. You can find my Instagram as well, which is also Professor Hines, and all of these links are going to be down in the description anyways, if you want to find out of certain things that are on my phone or my social network. So you'll have that down there. YouTube app, certainly do love this a lot. If you're a YouTube guru, why wouldn't you have your YouTube app? I share, of course, tons of videos on my channel. Love it. Actually love the refresh that they did to the YouTube app not too long ago to have the look of iOS 7 and also some enhancements and new features. Totally love this app a whole lot. Flipboard. This is probably the crack for non-drug addicts. This app is totally freaking addictive. I am on here all the time. And then it doesn't even help that all of my social networks I'm able to get on Flipboard as well. So I never have to leave the app for anything. I can read everything on Flipboard. And then I get to share tons of different articles and things that I'm interested in. I have tons of magazines that I'm subscribed to, interior, food, photography, technology. Just anything that you can think of, I'm probably subscribed to. Have tons of magazines on my Flipboard as well, to where I am posting a lot of cool stuff. I even share things from my own pages as well on my magazines, and I actually have almost 16,500 people on my Flipboard. So that kind of gives you a sense of how much I am on Flipboard. I totally loved it. This is my #1 app. After this would be Instagram. Love those two apps the most. By far the best apps you could ever have on your phone, hands down. Hangouts, Google Hangouts. Won't go into that one since I have messages open, but it's an instant message. If you are familiar with Google, then you're familiar with the instant message. Next is my biggest folder on my phone, my photo and video folder. Of course, go figure, I'm a photographer. Why wouldn't that be my biggest one? I have 3 pages worth of apps that are in here. Certainly very popular. Some of the apps, or all of the apps that I have in here: Camera Plus, Snapseed, Mixtures, love it, Pick Effects, Repix, VSCO Cam, Pick Play Post, Fusel, iPhoto, PicLab, Pixlr Express, PS Express, HDR, 100 cameras, Flipagram, Square Ready, Fonto, Textagram, Stop Motion, Lumify, iMovie Capture, and Spark. Camera Plus. This is like, I would say this is like the crack for photographers. I have never met a photographer that does not have Camera Plus on their device. Certainly a very popular app. I use it for basically all of my Instagram photos that you see that are taken on my iPhone. I use it for everything, and I just love it has so many cool effects in here. Like, look at the different things that you can do in here. Like, it has different like effects that you can add, different scenes. They have many different filters. I really love this filter here, Fashion. It really gives a nice presentation. Certainly a favorite app. Very cool, very awesome photo editing app. Snapseed is a Google photo editing app, free to get, but is very powerful. And best thing, no ads. Always gotta love that. I use Snapseed quite often. I think maybe 99% of the pictures that I post are taken with Snapseed. I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't. Certainly a favorite app of mine. Import your pictures. You can do cool things. Editing the pictures, like your brightness, whatever. Cool things. They also have this feature that they added not too long ago in a recent update, to where you can do like an HDR rendering, which actually does very good, even though it's not using multiple pictures. It's using just an individual picture and giving what it thinks how the image would look in HD, in HDR rather. It actually works. I use it quite often for a lot of my pictures. On my Instagram, you'll see that I have New York pictures, and I actually used that a lot for when I went to New York. Worked well, love it a lot. Mixtures. By far the #1 photo editing app that I have on my phone, and I'm actually going to do a video later on of my top 5 photo editing apps for Instagram, so make sure you look for that after this. I think that's going to be my second video, but not sure yet. I love Mixtures a whole lot. Certainly a really cool app. It's basically an editing app of filters, but the cool thing about it is that it has very unique filters, and that's one thing I like about it. And it just gives a nice color tone to your picture. So you can kind of see here, I'm going to use a example here. So you can kind of see how it does to your picture. Very cool filter effects that it has. Certainly my #1 photo editing app. If this was the only app that I use for my pictures, I would be fine. Certainly love it. Great to have. And I don't think it's a free app. I think that's a paid one as well. But that one is totally worth it. Pick Effects. Probably the primary reason that I have this app is for the light effect. And I think a lot of people who I've seen that are using this app use it for the same reason as well. To where you have these cool lighting effects that you can add to your picture. I use this quite a bit for pictures. Certainly do love that. And you can adjust the intensity so that way it doesn't stand out on the picture that much and kind of blends in a little bit. Love that for that. It's like a great final enhancement that I like to do on the pictures. Repix is a new one that I've added, which is kind of, I keep it around for the same thing, to where you can do like light flares and different things. It actually has a lot of other cool things, but you have to pay to get those additions. And I said that I might do that because they actually look really cool. So I think I might actually upgrade and try some of these just to see what they can do. This is a very, like, it has very cool fair reflect. See? And I don't know, I'm really addicted to like the light flares and things on pictures. I don't know why. VSCO Cam, haven't really used that one this much, but I've seen a lot of people on Instagram that have used it. So that's probably one of the main reasons that I actually still have this on here. And it has many different filters which you can customize, where you can customize the actual individual filters themselves. So it's actually pretty cool. Maybe I'll actually use it at some point to where some of my Instagram videos will be with it. Or not Instagram videos, but Instagram pictures. But it does have some cool effects, like you have this black and white one here. Very cool color filters that are in that one. Pick, play, post. Certainly by far a very popular one that I use a lot. If you've seen any of the collages that are on my Instagram, they are always made with pick, play, post. I love it because it's very unique, because if you've seen people that have like, it's maybe a ton of still pictures, but then one of them may be a motion picture, I'm guaranteed they probably use this app to where you can do that in here. And I use it a lot for church. As you can see, I have some church photos that are preloaded in here. And this is very cool. Like you can add like these different borders for the individual pictures, that you can choose not to have any. And then when you go to setup, you can add music. This is if you add video, you can set the timer of how they played in sequential order based on how long your videos are that you import. Very cool for that. Love it a lot. And they also have in here where you can actually individually edit some of the pictures with some of their presets that they have. So it's even cool for that. Refusal, however you want to pronounce that one. Haven't really used this one a lot, but it is another type of like collage app. But it has some pretty cool additions which like Pick, Play, Post does not have. Where you can do really cool things on it, to where you can add like these different types of label templates, which are very cool. Like I'll add this one here to this picture. So you got cool things that you can add here. Very nice. You can reposition it. So it's very cool for that. Some of the apps that I have on my phone may seem redundant, but I actually keep them because they do different things which some of the other apps don't do. So that's why I have so many different apps in this folder. iPhoto, standard if you have an Apple device. PicLab is a new app that I've added. It's similar to just like using Fusel, but does different things as well. So you can do the crop thing, so that way if you're posting to Instagram, actual picture will fit, add your text. It does a lot more than what the other apps do as well. Very cool, has some very fun text and borders that you can do, and many different edits. Very fun app to have. And I think this one is free as well, so certainly always grab those free apps. Pixel Express is another collage app, go figure. PS Express, adult photo editing program. Haven't really used it that much, but it has some very useful tools in it that if I ever did want to edit photos in a certain way, certainly good for like if you're retouching any people photos to where you're trying to enhance the skin or something like that. HDR, I don't even know why I have this, actually a waste of money, but I have used it for some things where you take a picture and it does the exposures for you, takes 2 frames, merges them together, gives you 4 options that you can choose from. I don't necessarily like the actual options here, what the actual app does to your photos as far as the HDR process, but I have used it and it has done a pretty good job on some images, but usually it's not always that accurate. 100 Cameras, stuckincustoms.com by Trey Ratcliffe app. Certainly a very fun app. It's one of those apps that is just very creative and unique, and that's one of the reasons why I have it. It presents some very cool features that you can add to your pictures. So let's see, we'll pick a picture here. Well, I stopped using the same picture. So use a picture here. So import this, and it has some really cool effects that you can add to the picture. So look at this one. So like it has some very cool and interesting effects. And one thing that I like about it is that it's different and unique, to where it gives you a ton of creativity. Like it's opening, you know, like what you can do with your pictures and what other apps don't have. And that's one thing that I like. And Trey is very, very popular, well-known HDR fine art photographer. And so you can really see that in this app that he's created. Flipagram. Of course, you've seen this. If you're on Instagram, you've seen a lot of people basically where you create a slideshow think you can put music and whatnot on there. Haven't really used it, but I keep it around because I actually have used it for a sample for something. But don't use it all that often, but I keep it on my phone. Square Ready, perfect app if you're trying to post a full image onto your Instagram page, where I used to do a lot, but I actually just ended up continuing to crop my photos. So here you have an image where I import it, but if you want it to fit in the square ratio of Instagram, you have these options, and then you can even move it around to where you want it to frame. So it's very cool. Many different, you can choose the color of the background. If you want to change it, use something funky, you can do that in that app. Fonto, another app, you basically just import your picture and you can add text to it. That's pretty much what this is. Nothing to really get into for that one. It's pretty simple. TextGram free. I use this quite a bit, mainly for church, as I don't really post any text type of posts on my Instagram. So you can kind of see how this one is. You can adjust the font and how big it is. You can choose different templates. So it's very cool for that if you want to put a message out there like what you see a lot of people do on Instagram. Stop Motion is a video app, getting to my video stuff now. So this is a new app that I've added. Haven't actually used it yet. Get it in the frame there. Haven't actually used it yet, but thinking about using it because it looked very cool. And if one main important point to mention, it was free. Anything free, I'm going to add on. Lumify is another new app that I added just recently. Another video editing app. Haven't really used it yet, but it looked very cool as far as what it does. I don't remember what it does actually right now, so can't really tell you, but I am going to use it. So it's not just an app that's on my phone. It is something that I'm actually going to use. So have that. iMovie, of course, you know what that is. Capture, YouTube Capture. I don't ever use this app unless I'm uploading videos onto my channel. You can record video in this app. I never do it because I just generally use the standard camera app that's on my phone. Why would I use that? Spark, another new video editing app that I have. I actually have no idea what it does actually. So this is one of those instances to where I have the app. It looked cool, but I don't know what it does. So I have that. So that's photo and video. Next is my social folder. Tumblr. Love Tumblr a lot. Really posting a lot. I post tons of things on here. Have a few photographers or people that I follow. And of course you have the regular Rihanna pages that I follow. Love Rihanna, so I'm always looking at Rihanna pictures. Vine. I have a Vine. I don't know why. I don't even post anything. I'm not that funny. But I have a couple videos that I've posted from TV that I thought were cool. But I mainly just have Vine just to see what people have posted that's funny. That's the only thing why I keep that. Pinterest. Pinterest is a very addictive app. I actually don't use it that much like I used to because it was so addictive, and I was always on here. It seemed like whenever I was trying to go to bed at night, I'm always on always on Pinterest. So I actually just stopped using it for a while, and I haven't been on there ever since because it's very addictive. Once you start pinning, you just can't stop, and it's very, very addictive. But I love my Pinterest a lot. Professor Hines on there as well. 500 pics. It's like a photographer's avenue for where you post your most epic photos, and if you want to see even more epic photos from other people on throughout the world, and they actually have some pretty cool pictures that people post on here. So I post some of my work on here, and it's a great way for me to see like what pictures that I have that are really, really good, that would be really popular. So I love using it for that. And just looking at some of the beautiful pictures that other photographers around the world take. And they just take some awesome pictures, and I love being on here as well. Uvu, instant message program. Also Skype. I keep the two on here because some people, they have either or. Some people like Skype, some people like Uvu. You always got to make everybody happy, so I just have all of them on here. Yammer is like a social network for businesses where you can have your business on there. My church has a Yammer page, so that's the reason why I have that app. Buffer, of course you've heard of Buffer app. I have the Google Chrome extension on my web browser on my desktop, and you can set post at certain times throughout the day on your social networks like your Facebook or your Twitter. So I use this quite a bit whenever I'm posting a lot of articles or something in a day and I want to stagger them. And so I use Buffer app for that. And then you have FaceTime, which comes on the iOS devices. Games. Have quite a few games that I enjoy playing. Heads Up. Of course, this is the game that you've seen on Ellen's show. Very fun, very addictive, and actually very challenging, actually. Haven't done any to where I've recorded the videos and uploaded them to YouTube, but maybe I'll do that later on this year. Blendoku, another crack addicts app to use. I tell you, this app is so addictive, but it will upset you so badly, unfortunately. So it's kind of like it's like Sudoku, but you're dealing with colors. And so you have to match the colors in according to how they go on like the gradient scale, as far as like you have to go from like the darkest to the lightest, and like you can kind of see. It's very hard to explain what you do on this game. You just have to actually try it out for yourself. It actually is a pain in the behind sometimes because you'll be sitting here for the longest trying to do one of these, and it may seem like the simplest thing once you're done with it. 8-ball pool, use this quite a bit. A fun pool app. Nothing really extravagant about it, but very fun pool game to play that I have on my phone. What's next? We have Stock Wars. Now, I love money. Who doesn't? And if you're interested in the stock market, this is a great app to have. Like, I keep track, like I have different investments that I've purchased. It's the real stock market where you get play money that you can invest in different companies. And as you can see, you get a total for this one, Stock Wars. You get 100,000, and I've already made $657 with the stocks that I've bought into. Like I have Apple, of course, T-Mobile, Sony, Netflix, Microsoft, Burberry, Amazon. So totally fun. Love doing this. We have Sudoku 2. I love games that deal with numbers, so I certainly am going to have Sudoku. Certainly a fun app of mine. I love playing this game a whole lot. Bingo Blitz. This was actually a free app that I picked up using feature points, and I actually was just downloading it to get the credit, and I actually started playing it and I actually liked it, so I kept it. So it's very fun. I did not know I would actually be as addicted into playing bingo as I am right now. Zynga Poker. Love playing Texas Hold'em Poker. Certainly fun app. Love this a lot. I have Scrabble free. Love playing Scrabble, although I'm not the best person at playing Scrabble. Anything that deals with word games, I'm not usually the best at, but I have creamed a few people in Scrabble, surprisingly enough. Actually surprised myself. HD Bowling. I love to bowl, even though I'm not the greatest bowler, although I don't totally suck, so let me just get that correct. Fun app. Love playing this. It actually is very challenging to kind of play this because trying to aim the ball the right way and making sure you don't mess up when you're actually bowling is sometimes kind of the hardest part about it, but it's actually a really fun and easy game to play. Magic Piano. I forgot how I got this app, but I think I downloaded it for something. Don't necessarily remember when. I actually downloaded it when I had my iPhone 4S. It actually is very challenging, very fun, but still very, very challenging. So you can kind of see how this goes. And there are people on YouTube that have videos on this app to where they're just going at it, and I don't even know how. Like, it is so challenging for me to play this game. Next is, this is an interesting one, these next two. I actually downloaded these because they were free. I was actually looking for something in the App Store, but I came across these apps because they were free, of course, so I decided to try them out. I'm usually one that's not a fan of shooting games or combat games, but I actually downloaded this one called Overkill, and I've been extremely addicted to it. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it is very addictive, and I actually love it. I actually am good at it, surprisingly enough. Usually not the greatest at shooting games, but I actually do pretty good on these. Next, on the second row in the middle, Temple Run 2. Won't show those. You guys are familiar with Temple Run. You have mobile devices. Duolingo. This is a pretty fun app if you're wanting to learn foreign language like Portuguese, German, Spanish, French. I use this for French as I took French up during school. So it's very fun way. It's like a game, but it's still an educational game. So it's very fun for that. And I totally love this a lot. Asphalt 8. a driving game, one of the most popular driving games. I love it a lot, but I started not liking it because for the simple fact that whenever you win races, you don't get that many credits, and the cars cost so much on this game that it seems like it takes forever to actually complete it, and they want you to do the in-app purchases, which I am not going to do. I'm not spending my money on an app or in-app games or anything like that, so I don't do that. Of course, you got the Game Center. That's standard as well. Next is my finance. Not going to go into these apps because, of course, this is personal information that would show up. So I have my banking, my Wells Fargo, Check. Very, very good financial app. I love Check. It alerts you when you have bills that are due. You can pay them through the app. Manila, which is next to it right there, is also similar to that. I actually haven't used that one. I got it free using feature points as well, but I wanted to check that one out as well. Mint.com from Intuit. I love that app. Great if you want to handle or keep track of a budget, keep track of money flow. Excellent for that. Next to it are two more Intuit apps, Taxcaster, SnapTax, tax programs. On the bottom, my T-Mobile account, calculator, stocks, the standard for those two apps at the end. Next, productivity. I use Copy and Dropbox. Next to it is feature points. So, of course, I mentioned earlier of how I got one or two apps for free, and that's because I was using feature points, where you can download sponsored apps, earn reward points, and then you can use those points to get paid apps. But you can also use them towards Amazon, Google Play, gift cards, and even PayPal funds as well. So I love this. You can use my referral link, which will be in my description box as well. So certainly something that I love. Who doesn't want to earn free rewards to get free stuff? Next to it is my Google Chrome web browser, Google Now. Love Google Now. Whole lot better than Siri. Google Now actually gets things correct, but you didn't hear that from me. Next to it, Scanner Pro, Notes, then my speed test for checking my network speed of my cellular data, my Wi-Fi, whatever. Entertainment, Storm Sim. I actually downloaded this because I just was interested to see what this app was. But it's actually one of those apps that you play when you're trying to go to sleep or something like that. And it has these really cool like sounds that you can choose. So like the rain sounds and thunder and whatnot. And it actually does help with sleeping. I was surprised because I've actually used it. Colbert Report. Love watching Colbert. I have The Daily Show with Stewart. Love watching that. How to Cook. This was a paid app as well that I got for free. I don't know if it's actually free still in the App Store. I don't know. But it was one of the apps of the week a long time ago, and I got it for free. Certainly a great app for finding recipes. All Recipes is a similar app. Love this one as well. Also have the Food Network in the Kitchen app. Love this one as well for finding recipes as well. And, recipes from some of your favorite chefs and things like that. So certainly do love it for that. Yelp. I actually love this. My sister actually got me on this last year when we went to New York in November. We were trying to find places that were in New York, and this was the greatest app to use to find things in New York, especially because it's so much to see and visit in New York. You don't always know what the best places are. This app was great. She actually downloaded it on my phone for me, and I've kept it ever since, and I actually use it. Videos. I actually have a lot of videos. Like I have one movie, and then I actually have a ton of TV shows that are in here that I've downloaded. So I watch a lot of television on my phone. Postagram. I've seen people on YouTube that have gotten, I guess you can call them, like, what are those, postcards? I've actually used this quite a bit, where you can just import your Instagram feed to pull pictures, send people a card, and it's very simple. You do everything from your phone. When you sign up, you get, I think, up to 3 that are free. After that, I think it's 99 cents per card that you send, but the more people that you refer, you get free credit for it. So you can actually send these and it'll all be free. Ink is another program that's by the same company to where you can do these customary cards, put your own pictures and do them based on holidays or certain events that are coming up like holidays or thank you cards, etc. Kicksend is an app to where if you want to get some of your pictures, maybe from your phone or Instagram, printed, you can send them to a store that supports it, like CVS, Walgreens. Great way to get your pictures printed. Send them to a store, you can send them to somebody else. Get them printed. Very simple, very cheap. Certainly a great way to not have to deal with the computer or, you know, get your pictures printed very easily. Free prints. Certainly do love this app. Haven't used it yet, however. An app to where you can pull up your Instagram once again to send pictures, and you actually get free 4x6s from this. I forgot what the actual quantity is that you get for free, but you get free 4x6s, but the catch is that you have to pay for your own shipping, which is $1.99, I believe. But however many pictures that you get in that grouping, the shipping doesn't change. So that's one of the great things about it. So do love it for that. Print Studio is another app that's similar to the other two. But the difference is that you can actually get photo books, framed photos, and different things. Like you can really jazz up your Instagram pictures or photos that you have on your phone. So certainly a great app for that. Next is my retail. If you don't like getting a Sunday paper and you just want it for the ads, like I use this to see what the ads are for local stores. Very simple. Retail Me Not. Love it. Love to save money. So I love using this to see what kind of discounts, coupons, or freebies that are out there to where you can get each week. Certainly great. Who doesn't love to save money? Quick Scan app that I use for if you're out shopping and you're trying to find that you're getting the best deal on something, scan in the product and see what the going rate is for other places that carry the same product. I mean, who doesn't want to save money once again? Always a great app to have on your phone as well. Belly is another app that I use where some businesses have to where they use this feature to where you just take your phone, they scan your code, you can see what cool things that they have that you can get for free, for discounts. So once again, who does not like to save money? These are basically just the apps that come on the phone, so nothing that's really in here that would be of interest to see. We have my worship folder, have the Holy Bible app, the Sabbath School for the Seventh-day Adventist Sabbath School Quarterlies to get my Sabbath School lessons. Also have the Joel Osteen app. Love Joel Osteen, certainly one of my favorite pastors. Have the Lakewood Church app. Love watching their live streams on Sunday. And the CBC, Community Bible Church app. I love this. I actually downloaded it just because I love their app and the whole feel of it. And I actually want my church to get this same or app that's similar to this, as I'm social media director for my church. Lastly, you have my last four that are down here in the dock. My standard messages, phone, mail, music. I know it looks like I don't check anything, but I actually do. As far as phone calls, I don't really check them because I have a crap load of voicemails that I do not listen to. Well, there you have it. That is everything that is on my iPhone for 2014. Love apps, love trying new things. So if you have app recommendations, please list them in the description below and I'll have to check them out. So until then, I guess I'll catch you guys later. Be sure to use my referral link down below in the description for feature points. That way you can earn credit towards free apps, Amazon, iTunes, and Google Play gift cards.